Peter and Jeffrey, nice to be with you.
Nice to
this
be with you,
evening.
Mike. Good to see you.
So I wanted to talk about the Supreme Court decision recently on the Federal Defense of Marriage Act. You know, we talk about the powers of states versus the powers of the federal government, something that we've been debating in this country since before the country started, and continue to debate, and will probably continue to debate for the next 200 years. But we now have a number of states that have legalized marriage between same-sex couples, and the federal government passed a law that defined marriage as being a marriage between a man and a woman. And so same-sex marriages were ignored. They weren't considered marriages for federal law purposes.
What are the consequences of that, Mark?
Well, it affects about 1,000 federal laws, but it affects state tax obligations, income tax obligations, Social Security, health care costs, in so many different areas. It affects it. In this particular case that challenged the constitutionality of the Defense of Marriage Act, two women were married legally. They were residents of New York, which recognized same-sex marriage. One of them died, and the decedent left her estate to her surviving spouse, a woman named Edith Windsor. And because, even though under the estate tax laws, you can leave to your spouse an unlimited amount of money without paying tax, but because Edith Windsor was married to a woman, legally under New York law, she had to pay a $396,000 federal estate tax.
Ouch!
So it was really started out as a dispute between her and the IRS. So in order to challenge a tax, you first have to pay the tax and then file for a refund. So that's what she did. And in her suit, she claimed that the Federal Defense of Marriage Act was unconstitutional. And the administration refused to defend the law.
That's an interesting position.
Which is